Scorpio, this is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I've pulled for you the Four of Cups for this full moon in Scorpio, your sign, active on the 12th, so about a day ago. The ruler of your sign, Pluto, went stationary retrograde a few days ago, and so you are in this very powerful position at this time of maximizing the resources that you have, recognizing the match in the things that you've manifested for yourself. This is a practice you've been orchestrating for some time. Underneath the deck, the Three of Cups is talking about recognizing the power of the resources you have, of the love that surrounds your life, understanding the value of the relationships you have. You have been building upon those in order to activate, to create motion and energy, progress forward from this place of being aligned with those things that support you, that see you, that value you. And so this practice is active right now, and it is manifesting many of the changes and things that you wish to release from the 20-year cycle of Pluto in Capricorn that moved in November of last year into Aquarius, which is highlighting alternatives to the social organizations and conventions we've lived with. And you're recognizing ways to mobilize the energies, the practices, the support, and the resources you have towards action. This is a general reading, Scorpio, so it isn't going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description box below. I appreciate all the time that you take with me. I value your time and I appreciate it, so thank you. In the way that you're showing up in the world, the Five of Swords, there is many of the shadows of your phenomenal efforts over the past couple of decades towards really looking and owning your own reality, your own experiences, and understanding that you are responsible for your reality. Many unfortunate responses and feedback continues to cycle through your head, continues to remind you of uncomfortable situations or relationships in which you were not taken seriously, you were laughed at, you were marginalized. In some way, and this may be small comfort, but the reason these things persist in your awareness, the reason in some ways that you are seeing this harshness, this cruelty, this unkindness in your world, in the world, is because you are now better equipped to understand it and to respond appropriately. So, of course, hardship never goes away. Being rejected, these are experiences that are a part of life. They're certainly a part of success or acceptance, but you are in many ways encountering them in the world in a very harsh way that feels demeaning to you as a person. And so you are better equipped to mobilize yourself to respond in a way that is responsible and does not return kind with kind or like with like. You're responding on your own terms that is founded in creativity, in love, in the imagination, in working with people as a collective, as a community, not as an individual. You recognize that this is not an individual attack. This is an attack on people, on a way of life, on our organization, our social organization. In the first house, the Six of Swords is describing an ongoing way that you have learned to cope successfully with your desire to heal. So as things are difficult, you find yourself finding temporary respite in gaining that inner peace, focusing on the skills and the talents that you do have, and allowing yourself the space to come to some acceptance of the reality of this profound resistance to what you understand to be the natural flow of love, progress, improvement, abundance. And in that way, it is the way that you have learned to respond to take care of yourself in order to best mobilize the resources you have. In the fourth house, the house of your family, your home, your soul, the King of Swords, all swords, interesting, is the way that you do respond to difficulties. It's by getting new ideas, getting more information, pulling people together, having a conversation, creating a discourse, engaging in that discourse, and always looking for what is missing. Calling out the truth in any situation you see it, but by using your curiosity, you disarm others who feel obligated to resist your ideas with force, so that you are curious, truly curious, genuinely curious about the variety of ways that challenges at this time can be overcome, the variety of communities and spaces where you can be open to convening conversation about that, a safe space to tell the truth, to share your truth, even if it is not in alignment or agreement with you. So this is a powerful skill at this time when it feels like it's easy to call names and to villainize the opposition or to see other ideas as oppositional rather than creating a larger framework of possibility that becomes part of the way that you've learned to utilize your best resources. In the seventh house, the Two of Swords. This is relating to significant relationships. And I do feel you're deeply divided, you're deeply conflicted. This may be with regard to a specific relationship. I do believe the most critical relationship for you right now is a relationship to yourself. And I think you're experiencing a kind of disconnect between the work you've done to overcome resistance, challenges, rejection, and marginalization, even oppression, to the possibilities that you see before you. In other words, how can I have done all this work to heal my difficult past, perhaps an uncomfortable family dynamic, only to be faced with not less, not more kindness, not more abundance, not more love, but less love, harshness, coldness, ideas, words used as weapons against me and those I love. Interestingly, that is one of your mediums. Words, language, presentation, ideas. This is an area that has always served you. It's been a respite for you, a way to heal yourself, to cope with this harshness of your environment, perhaps. It's also a way in which you navigate through difficult times. You don't have any choice about your gift, I feel, at this time, and you're aware of that. You've spent a lot of time improving upon the resources and the aspects of your gifts that you feel will help you to not only contribute to the collective abundance, but that will allow you to tell your story, knowing it's a story that many, many others share. You feel that. So, this is in many ways helping you to deal with the conflict. It's not resolving it, but it is in many ways ringing the alarm bell for you that now is the time to put your talent, your skills, what you've produced to the test, to bring it into the full service of what you believe in a way that supports others as it does support you. So I do feel that this is a reading that is resonating with quite a few of you Scorpios, not all of you, but the Scorpios I'm talking about have been on a deeply personal and spiritual journey for a long time, and your expression of self is one of the ways that you've been able to document, track, or record your journey. I pulled self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. And I think this is what is powering this recognition, the sense of overwhelm of all of the harm that is being done to others, of the lack of mandate from those in leadership, despite their declaring the opposite is true, the disconnection with that life. But you've always experienced this in your own life to perhaps a lesser degree, perhaps at a more familial level or in a social space, perhaps as a feature of the work that you've done. And now you are being, again, I don't like to say tested because I think that implies that there's good and bad actions and times, and I don't believe that. I believe that you were made for this moment in some way, that you have the skills, if you can manage that sense of terror that you have experienced through whatever trauma you've experienced. And that is something that is really challenging for you right now, to not become overwhelmed and literally terrorized by what we're seeing in the world. In the first house, the Six of Swords is clarified by the King of Swords, a repeat here. Again, showing you as a leader, a thought leader, as well as a partner with some collective or group, or in whatever way that you exercise your voice. You are busy doing that. You have the power to convene discussion, conversation, discourse. You have the talent with words, the experience with presentation, with telling your story. And as always, or so often with you, Scorpio, I sense this space of a mythic context. There's a way that you bring your cultural knowledge, heritage, identification to the understanding of the ideas at stake, and you're able to contextualize it in a historical or cultural way that helps others to recognize themselves in the dilemma, the struggle that you see. In the fourth house, the King of Swords is clarified by the Three of Pentacles. Hooray! You are all about the collaboration, and it seems to me that that is one of the ways that you have always coped with the sense of dissonance, conflict, or oppression in your life, by teaming up with others who share your values and creating something beautiful. In fact, you've led this charge many times in your life. It may be reflected literally in your home. My sense is that as part of your community, you have been someone who has brought those in need together to execute a task lovingly, creatively, beautifully, in a way that is visually and emotionally nurturing, supportive. In the seventh house, the Two of Swords is clarified by the Two of Pentacles. As you continue to hold the sword of truth before you, this is what keeps you clear on what justice really means in the world. You are busy integrating your experiences into the possibilities for the future. This is about integration of your past experiences, the way you've learned to cope with an external environment in which your gifts, your talents, your experiences sorely needed. What is needed is helping others to make sense of what's happening. And you being at the fulcrum of this infinity of new cycling into the old, and vice versa, you are in a position to help others understand what's happening as you search for a meaning in the apparent disconnect that is the illogical outcome of our social order, in your view. In the 10th house, the Five of Swords is clarified by the Page of Pentacles. And I actually love this because what you bring to your collaborations, which is a place of empowerment for you, this is where you live. This is how you've coped. This is how you've learned to channel your phenomenal creative gifts. I believe the Three of Cups is on the bottom here. So this is reinforcing the compulsion to create, to build, to stabilize, to welcome in the muse, to have the ideas, to look for the inspiration. And here you are, willing to do whatever it is, whatever is necessary to facilitate this beautiful collaboration. You don't see yourself as leading anything. You see yourself as one among other skilled, able-bodied, and, well, maybe not able-bodied, but full, folk, others that are skillful, that are mature, that are experienced. You see yourself as one among the collaborators with whom you work. And in that regard, you, in the person of the voice of the collaboration, understands that you must be willing to do things differently. You must be willing to do things you haven't done before. This is a new situation, and you must recognize that it may take new tools, new resources, new directions as a way of responding to this oppressive energy that feels as though it is dominating your life, your world, the world. I'm going to finish up this reading, Scorpio, with the Amazonite card, and truly hope that this has been insightful, that you have not been overwhelmed by all of the academic or intellectual energies that are swirling around you, but That's the person you are. And Amazonite keywords are life purpose. I'm fully aligned to and living my life purpose. Wow, I have chills, Scorpio, as always. I'm humbled. If you've enjoyed this content, check out more here. And until next time, dear ones, namaste.